So, 10 years ago, I would go outside and play basketball every single day with thousands, and I mean thousands, of delicious oranges around me. My basketball court was so remarkable. It was so different than any regular basketball court. You can't compare it to Staples Center, you can't compare it to the courts down at Venice Beach. And trust me, I played on a lot of basketball courts in my life, and this is the most mystifying of them all. You see, I grew up on a 135-acre citrus ranch in the heart and soul of the San Joaquin Valley. In it is a small, rural community with about 7,000 people. It's my hometown. And that's my basketball court I played on. See, I didn't get the chance to really play that much on cement or this hardwood floor. I was playing on the dirt and gravel right outside of my small farm home. Day in and day out, I dedicated myself to that dirt court, slipping and sliding and always falling. Who would have thought you would be falling if you're sprinting and trying to stop on a dime on this gravel? But I did, and I got back up every single time because it's what gave me power. It was strength. It was one of the first lessons I learned, falling and getting back up. As I got older, I started to play on my school's teams, and I heard a phrase that I never knew would have such impact on me today. Don't dunk, go for the layup. As I got older, things started changing, and life became a lot different. I started learning a lot about unselfishness and selfishness, and I one day wanted to be able to figure out how I could combine the three. I saw our coaches tell us that every day. They're like, don't dunk, go for the layup. And trust me, we tried to go for the dunk, we just couldn't do it. But it's the principle of the situation here. See, for us, we're under 6 foot tall Latino kids like myself. We'd probably never be able to dunk in our lives. But we still tried, we failed. Maybe it wasn't for us. Some people maybe aren't made for those power moves. But it's the principle of this situation that you need to understand. The dunk is a power move, confidence, a symbol of strength. But it can also be a little bit selfish. It's very powerful to an external viewer. The layup is a less aggressive choice of scoring. You run in, take the 2 easy points, it's almost guaranteed. And everyone loves a cool dunk until you miss. Everyone loves your power, your confidence, until you start messing up. And then where do they go? But if you're staying selfish, they can always be there. This team that I started to play on taught me 2 things. One thing, media and the world today has become a tad bit selfish. They become focused on their strong power moves. The world today is a little bit selfish. The next thing is, I don't need to follow that world. I can make my own choice. So this story I'm going to tell you today is a story about my favorite team and their signature layups that will live on forever. This is the story of the dunk or the layup. When I came to USC, I thought I had everything, I mean literally everything, packed up, ready to go. I thought I had my mind set, I had the confidence, I thought I had the academics, I thought I had everything. Walked in with my bag and said, okay, I got this. I came to school and realized that it wasn't even like that. I literally lost everything. In high school, I graduated top 3 in my class. I won every single scholarship I applied for. Had enough scholarship money to fund my time at any university, and I won so many academic honors I couldn't even list them on my resume. But when I came to USC, the world shifted, and it changed. I failed physics, which is the foundation of engineering. I mean, imagine failing the foundation to something that you're about to major in. I also got a D in my math course. I didn't know what was going on, and it was the worst thing ever. People were telling me, you're not going to be able to make it as an engineer. You won't ever see it to the end. And it hurt a lot. What happened after that was a snowball effect. I found myself onto academic probation. My GPA was younger than I was. It was a 1.7, and I was an 18-year-old kid in college. And I didn't know what was going on with my life. I'd never seen that low of a GPA ever, and I'd never seen an F in my life, and I'm sure as hell I've never seen a D. But I saw both on the same transcript for 2 classes that are specifically made towards my major. And then I lost all my scholarships. Everything was revoked from me. Everything was taken from me. And maybe they had a right to. But it hurt because no one was there. My foundation would crumble beneath me. Everyone that I thought was going to be there for me kind of sort of disappeared. because I was selfish. I came into USC thinking I was a hot shot, I could balance it just like the way I could balance high school, and I couldn't. Before I begin this story, I want to let you guys know one thing though. A lot of my life and a lot of my learning has been done here at USC. It has been done through the struggles of my family. But I assure you though, it doesn't matter if you're in college right now, or if you've never set one foot on a college campus. It doesn't matter if your team is your family, or if your team is your group of friends. All that matters is that you're somewhere in life, and that you have someone to help you. That means that you have a court to play on, as we all do today, most of us USC, some of us in the School of Life. And you have a team to play with. Some of us, we have our friends, fraternity, sorority friends, organization friends like I did, my family. Some of us have their colleagues, their coworkers, their aunts, their uncles. That's what matters. So, when I failed, I had to think one thing. I was crying in my room and literally just like, what happened? How did I lose everything? And it hurts to have everything taken away from you and being told, you're not going to make it as an engineer and you probably won't even graduate USC. So, all I could think about was one question. Where did I go wrong? Well, I dunked. I kind of dunked. I went for it and I missed. Because I got confident and I lost everything. It was taken away from me. So I started thinking, how did this problem happen? What's the root of this problem? How can I solve this? And well, it's in the statement, in your roots. My roots start with two words: country dirt. In this PowerPoint and in this presentation, I'm going to take you on a journey through my team that I played on and their signature layups and their layups. Each layup that they do is an unselfish act. You look up, just like the way I look up to them, to all their layups. That driveway is a driveway to my small farm home that I grew up on. It's a look into my life and it's a look into my team's life. My parents are sitting in the audience probably wondering what's going on right now, but I'm about to take you through a journey that's going to surprise you guys, and it's going to surprise them as well. And I hope they're going to love it, and I hope they understand it. So, with this country dirt, what's so different about growing up on a farm than everyone else? Well, we're no stranger to physical labor, that's for sure. And the last thing is, you don't know hard work until 100-degree weather is beating down your back. You got water and dirt in your face and you're trying to fix a broken fan jet, as it's just so hard, you're getting scratched by the trees, the twigs. You don't know hard work until that stares you right in the face. And I've only been doing that for a few years, but my father, he's been doing it his whole life. My dad and my mom are two of my most important team players in my life. My dad is a ranch manager, but he also did the same stuff I did when he was a kid, and he worked his way up. He's a firefighter, one of the best in our area. He's been doing firefighting for about 30 years now, since he was my age, even before he was my age. He went back to school to get a college degree, to get a bachelor's, while he was raising a family, which was an hour away from that college. So he did 4 separate things, and he worked hard for each of those. He went to college to get his degree to prove to us that you can get your degree. We're like, okay, you can get your degree. We were old enough to understand what college was at that point. He worked his ranch to make sure that all of you guys have good oranges to eat, and we have food on our table. He was a firefighter to dedicate his life to helping people, putting his life in danger. And instead of running away from the fire like most people do, he runs into the fire. And those moments give you passion and let you know that if you succeed and you work hard, everything comes into play. My mother, I'll tell you what, I've never seen two girls work the ranch as hard as my mom and my sister. As my mom was working the ranch though, she started going back to school to become a nurse. I actually took a college class with my mom. That's how old I was by the time she was going back to school. And it was interesting because you see things that not everyone can see firsthand. You see someone that raised me, someone that I look up to, my mentor. And yet when we were in class, she had to look up to me. She had to come to me and say, oh, I need help on this, I need help on that. Whatever I did, if I had to study for the quiz, I could study for the quiz 30 minutes before it came natural. She had to study for the quiz a few hours before, or maybe a couple days before, just to get that. And they worked hard for everything they did. And because of them, I learned to work hard. Like I mentioned earlier, we're talking about layups. So, my parents said it was unremarkable, or unreal, unbelievable. I had no idea how they did it until I got a little bit older, and I found the first layup, the layup of hard work. In life, you're going to have to work hard for your teams. You're going to have to work hard for your family. You're going to have to work hard for your friends. I don't know if you guys know this, but maintaining friendships is difficult. And then maintaining a great family is even harder. And they did that. They showed me what I needed to do here at USC to succeed. If you can work hard for people, and you look at someone to your left, and you look at your friend, you look at your groups, for your team projects, you look at your groups for your organizations, you look at your brothers, your sisters, you want to work hard for them. And those are the type of teams you want to be around. Because when you work hard for people, the successes that you can have are unbelievable. I'm sure you guys know the cliche phrase, there's power in numbers. There's strength in numbers. But there's magic in teams. When you bring a strong team together and you work hard for each other, the world will change very quickly. And you can change the world with that. Next one, my sister. My sister works hard, just as hard as my parents do, but there's something different about my sister though. She loves to see both sides of everything. So when I'm arguing at something, she comes over here and she's like, oh no, it's okay, Xavier, it's okay. And then she'll walk over here and she's like, no, don't ignore my brother, he's a little bit stubborn. Ignore my brother, he's a little bit stubborn. I'm like, well, okay, Zanny. But she takes both sides of every single story and she makes sure she can see both sides before she moves forward. Because she cares about the world around her. She loves people, she loves understanding people, and she loves dedicating her life to people. When you think of someone who's unselfish, who cares for the world around them, and is pretty smart, you probably think of a doctor. Now, that holds true for my sister as well. She's currently attending UC Berkeley, also going to graduate a day after mine this year, and she's going to become a medical doctor. That's her goal. This is a picture of her as she did a research opportunity at UCSF, and she had an internship at Kaiser as well that summer, and she still does research out of school, and she's working hard to succeed, and she's gone through a lot of struggles as well. My sister guides her team, and it's guided me through the layup of World Care. With this, in life, people don't understand sometimes that there's more than just one person in this world, which is why this is a very unselfish thing to do. When you think of something just from your eyes, you don't see the other person's story. That's why we love music, because music generalizes someone's life, it generalizes someone's culture, it generalizes someone's values. You can see two sides of every story. Some people grow up in bad areas and you don't, but you can still see their opinion through their music. My sister sees everyone's opinions through her conversations with them, through the way she views them. She never judges a book by their cover, and that's what we need to learn. People are so different. Everyone has challenges that they are fighting all the time, and you can't judge someone by their past. Because if they would have done that, who knows where we would have been. If someone would have judged me by my bad grades that I had, I don't know where I would have been. My sister taught me a lot, and she's also been through the same struggle as well. She also had the same effect when she left the school, because we're small town kids going to big schools for what we want to major in that are extremely prestigious. And she messed up as well, but she picked herself back up, and I helped her, because I told her it's okay. Everything's going to come, and you can see it from both sides. The one thing I want you to remember about my sister, and the one thing I hope you guys can do, and I challenge everyone to do today, is to believe before you see. Believe something can happen before you see it. Don't see it from your perspective, because if you do, you might not believe it. See it from the world's perspective. Once you put something in the world, you can get it back out. Just like she did. She thought she wasn't going to be able to make it. She researched at one of the best med schools in the world. She did that. And she showed you the layup of World Care. When you think of care, another type of person that comes to your mind, well, parents, family, friends, but it's grandparents. Definitely grandparents. So, my nana thought that every single day would see me, give me hugs, kisses, and a lot of love. I would walk into their house every single day after basketball practice, and I would tell them the same thing. Can I get a bean and cheese burrito with some Kool-Aid, por favor? Because I literally got that every single day, and I love them for that. They fed me, they showed me love, and they always had a good spirit, and they were always excited to see me. But they were like secret agent grandparents, because they were normal Nana and Tata during the day, with normal regular jobs, nothing special, especially not in our area, and nothing prestigious, like what a lot of people's parents do here, like what a lot of people are going to do. Everyone's in different places in their life. But they always secretly found a way to be there for us, no matter what they were doing. Whether they were working long hours at their packing house, or long hours at their school jobs, they found a way to be here for us. On July 3rd, 2013, my grandfather was extremely ill in the hospital, and I just remember seeing his strength, because he was diagnosed with a terminal cancer, and I remember seeing his strength of how good of a spirit he had, because he didn't want us to be sad about what was going on. He wanted us to be happy. While he was lying there on his deathbed, and we knew it, he tried to tell us that life isn't like that he's always going to be here. And that's what everyone was feeling, but at that moment, all you feel is someone slipping away. You feel their good spirit. You feel everything slipping away from you, and it's just slowly going to the other side of the room, and you can't do anything about it. Slowly slipping away into unconsciousness. On that day, he ended up passing away. Early in the morning, everyone was asleep. Don't know how it happened. They tell you that the worst thing you can see in life is see someone take their last breath, and no one saw that. He wanted us to be happy and be able to be comfortable. And it hurt to lose basically my second dad, my second set of parents that I saw every single day. He was the foundation of the family, and he had a heart bigger than my sister's, but what my grandparents had was so different. It was good spirit, extremely good spirit. And that's what they taught me, the layup of good spirit. In this day and age, you need to be able to be there for people when you're not there. You need to be able to feel like you're holding someone and let them know you are there. That day when my grandfather passed away, it hurt more than anything. It just like tore me apart. I literally couldn't stop crying. I couldn't get over what was happening, and it felt like someone slipped away. But that same moment that he slipped away, I felt his touch and his good spirit, because that's what they taught me. As I go on in life, I always see him there. I always feel it. My grandma, back home, I get to physically be able to see her. I can't physically make eye contact with my grandfather ever again, but I can feel him, which is even stronger, which is why I know that this layup is one of the strongest layups you can do for someone. Being able to go up to someone and say, I'm here for you. Being able to go up there, give them a hug. And you guys think it's something small, and you guys may think it's silly, but it's not, because so many people forget to do that, and it hurts. For me, it's different, because I grew up on a small farm home. I have all my family in the same area, so our bond is unbreakable. I've never met a family or a friend group that's stronger than my friend group, or it's stronger than my family. And there's reasons for that. And the reasons for that is this layup. Being able to be there for someone, even when you're not there. Being able to physically sit down next to someone, hold their hand, give them a hug, or being able to be there in spirit just so they know. Bring positive vibes to wherever you go, because that can change the world one day. And it is going to change the world one day. If everyone in this room that watches this can do that. After he passed away, obviously, with my grandma living just to them too, she was by herself. And it's going to hurt to lose your partner in life. It hurts to lose someone that you talk to and someone that you care about and love and hold near and dear to your heart. Who stepped in after that? Well, that's my brother. The youngest of the bunch, currently attending Fresno State to become an engineer, followed my path because he loves engineering. He's creative, and he loves making things happen and making good visions, making art, making something happen out of nothing. James is the one that will always sit there. He's like the rebounder. He'll jump in, box you out, and make sure you can't grab what you need to grab and protect the ball, protect what's around him. And after my tata passed away, he did just that. He moved in with my grandma for his last 2 years of his high school career, which is a tough decision to make, to say, I'm going to move out of my parents' home and I'm going to go live with my grandma just to keep her company, just so when she was sitting there, whether she was cooking, whether she was watching TV, or whether she was just sitting down on the couch and they wanted to have a good conversation at the dinner table, or on the couch, wherever, it doesn't matter. He was there for her, and he walked in and he protected her and kept her near and dear to his heart. James drove through all the defense and showed us the most powerful of all the layups. And that is the layup of protection. In this life, you don't just protect your people. If you have your dreams, your goals, your values, you hold them tight as you can, and you don't let them go. Because the moment you let them go, they will disappear. And I know that, because I let everything go when I came to USC. I didn't protect my dreams. I didn't protect my values. I let selfishness get a hold of me, and I lost everything that I had. James isn't going to let that happen to my grandma. He made sure she had someone there. So in this life, you got to protect everything that you have. Don't let your dreams, your goals, go to the graveyard. Where I grew up, it's not per se the hood, the inner city hood, but if you drive 30 minutes out of the worst area and the worst streets in LA, you can get one of the richest areas in the world, and that's your choice. You can take a bus to do that. You can find a way to get there. But for me, if I drive 30 minutes away from something, I'm literally in the middle of nowhere. Nothing. I'm in what I like to call the graveyard of dreams and hopes. It's the center of agriculture around the world. My hometown, Woodlake, is centered around 4 of the top 10 least, and I mean least uneducated cities in the United States today. And the only reason my town and other towns are going to be on this is because they're too small to make that radar cut. They're a little too small to be able to hit that 100,000 city quota, because my town's only 7,000 people. But I see people's dreams disappear from the world before they do. And that's sad. It's the saddest thing you can see. So if there's something you need to remember, protect everything that you care about. Protect what you love. Protect what you hold near and dear to you. Because those people may leave, and people need to understand that. In life, you're going to fail. Whether it's your physics midterm like me, or whether it's your first time cooking something, you're definitely going to fail. Get over it. You're also going to lose people. You got to make sure that you protect everything while you have it. You got to make sure that when you fail, you protect your ambitions. Unlike I did. Because when I failed, I let everything get to me. And I pretty much quit in the beginning. I didn't know what I was going to do. I wanted to switch my major. And that's why I think what James did was probably the strongest and most selfish of all the layups. To be able to sit there and shield yourself from the world and make sure my grandma was okay. Shelter her from all the bad negativity that could come in. Shelter her from all the people that were talking. And it was just him and her. And that's all that mattered. And us. We were there as a family. And our bonds grew strong. The reason I use a basketball metaphor is because I can kind of relate it to my experiences here at USC. Like I said before, my basketball team, freshman year, was not exactly your elite high school basketball team. We were just a bunch of little goobers trying to play basketball, going out there, having fun. Like I mentioned, none of us could dunk because we were like standing like 5'10", 5'3", whatever. None of us could dunk. We never had any hopes of dunking. But in high school, I was MVP my freshman year. However, when I got to my senior year, I sat on the bench more than you guys have been sitting down today. And was it because I sucked? Yeah, I kind of let go of basketball. I'm not going to lie. But I fell in love with something else. In life, you're also going to change your teams. Things will switch and things will shift. I moved from one team, and these are some of my best friends, and I'm still best friends with them today, to a team that matters more to me than anything else in this world. This team, I knew I wanted to go to college for. This team, I knew I wanted to do something different than the farming life. Nothing against that, but it's just not for me. I didn't like the 100-degree weather. I couldn't take the heat. It was really hot and all the hard physical labor. I knew that I wanted to do something different. So that's the team I played for. Same example. When I came to USC, I thought I was going to be an academic scholar. I was thinking, I'm going to get my PhD. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then boom. It's all left on the back burner because it disappeared the moment I got on academic probation. It disappeared the moment I got my F in physics and my D in math. Next semester, I still got a C in physics. I had to retake, and I still got a C. It never didn't click with me that much. And math, guess what? I got another D in my next math course, but luckily you could pass your math classes with a D. I got a C in the next one after that, though. But I never really did get my grades back up. I was never that 4.0 student again, just like I was never the MVP kid on my high school team. I never did win my scholarships back, so I'm not trying to preach to you guys to get all that back, because it is meaningful, and I hope one day if you guys ever fall, you guys can win back what you lost. But just like when I lost my talent, some of my love for basketball, I fell in love with something else. And that was my team, my family, everything around me. And that's what I knew. I wanted to dedicate myself to something different and bigger and show them that I love them. Now, you must be thinking, if we're talking about basketball, if you guys know basketball really well, even if you don't, basketball is not played with 4 players. It's played with 5. So, hopefully you guys are wondering, where's the 5th player in this whole game? The 5th man is the one who's learning, the one who's going to make a big difference in this world. The 5th man is the one who's going to apply everything he's learned today, and he's the one that needs to bring in all the skills. The 5th man, you guys thinking, it is me. It is me. But, surprise, surprise, the 5th man is you guys. You guys are the 5th man as well. You guys can apply all these layups, everything you learned today, the story, the knowledge, to create your own team. Play on my team, play on your team, make your own team, play on someone else's team. You guys have the world at your hands, and you can do anything if you give it a good shot. Start being unselfish, working for the people around you. This last layup is a layup near and dear to my heart. It's the layup of the rookie, because we're all beginners in life. Everyone, like I mentioned before, has somewhere to be, somewhere to go. They are somewhere and they have a team. We're rookies. We're not the most unselfish people in the world yet, and neither am I. But we can change the world together, and we will as a 5th man. The last thought I want to leave you with today, very quickly, is something that's more for my parents and for my family. What they did for me was amazing. What they did for my life, for my brother and sister, was amazing. Which is why when I got the chance to do this TED Talk, I looked at it and I started writing down, how do I want to leave my mark? How do I want to write about this? How should I do this? And I thought, I'm not going to make that same mistake ever again about the me, the selfish, and I'm not going to go for the dunk again. So, this is a layup to my mom, my dad, my family, my hometown, the world around me, to represent something and someone that's done something for the first time like this in their life. And I asked myself one question that I want to ask you guys today. How do you want to be remembered? The dunk or the layup? Thank you.